first of all, I would like to invite our first speaker, which is Fiona Ripley, who a lot of you will know as a television and film star and also an author, but she's also involved in the work of Marie Curie, and she's going to speak to us. Thanks, Fiona.
Thousands of people find themselves having to care for somebody diagnosed with a terminal illness. And, you know, who can predict that in their lives? And when that does happen to you, to somebody, how are you supposed to magically know what to do? How are you supposed to magically know what to do medically, emotionally, just the logistics of it? And this new section of Health Talk Online will help carers understand that they are not alone and that there is help and there is support. So I would like to thank Marie Curie for funding this research because for the carers of the future, I think it will be incredible. So thank you very much.
I know from all the work I did at Carers UK over those years how critical it is that we understand the needs of the whole family, not just of the patient, not just of the person who needs the care. And if you only focus on the person who needs the care, the rest of it falls apart and therefore their life begins to fall apart. But I've been really struck about the huge amount of denial that there is in our system that people actually eventually die. In my roles, I've done a huge amount of work on reform of social care and reform of health systems. And do you know, dying is never mentioned, ever. And I've just finished this big piece of work for a white paper on social care that will come out this spring. And all the buzzwords are there, you know, prevention, integration, personalisation, all that. As though we can somehow, if we do all that, we'll stop people getting to the point at which they need that intensive care at the end of their life. And we actually need to change that. So I mean, I feel very clear about that.
For many, caring is a natural extension of a relationship that is already there. But it does change the relationship. Where a person is looking after their parent, that parent-child role can actually reverse as the child starts to parent the parent. For others who are looking after a spouse, that can also change the relationship. And one of the people I spoke to said, it didn't make me a saint. Everyone thought when you become a carer, you become a saint. But I'm not a saint. We can still wind each other up. He still drives me mad, but now I feel guilty if I argue with him. And so we ask, when do you ask for help? And in fact, for many, admitting the need for help is very difficult because it's a personal thing. Caring is very personal. And on hindsight, many said to me they had struggled on too long before they asked for help because they felt they should be able to cope. Should be is quite crucial there. And so, this is not in all cases. For some people, help arrived appropriately on time and to fit in with their requirements. But for many, this was not the case. And finding out about help proved a challenge. I think challenge is a nice word. It was a battle. And many said they felt they only found out about the help they could get by chance, by hearing it from somebody else, by a throwaway comment from the health team working. The information, it appears, was rarely volunteered. And fighting to get help meant that many were discouraged from getting help, too tired to really do battle, or actually delayed getting some form of help that they needed. And this is quite a sad reflection at a time when carers may feel very, very alone.
Caring isn't just about the basic day-to-day needs. As my dad grew weaker, I had to learn to be his voice. I had to fight for his right to get treatment, to see experts. I had to fight to make sure he got the drugs. And I found myself asking questions I'd never imagined I'd ask, questioning my dad's mortality while he sat next to me. And 7 months on from the diagnosis, my dad made the decision that he didn't want any more treatment, no more hospitals. And it was my mum and I that had to say no more. So I didn't find out that my dad was going to die from a doctor, a surgeon, or a consultant. I found out by asking my dad, do you think he'll die? And he said yes. And from that moment I knew that my role as a carer had completely changed, because I was no longer supporting him getting better, I was supporting him in dying. And the 2 months that followed that were 2 of the darkest. As he grew weaker, the cancer grew stronger and spread, and he started to disappear, and the fight got harder, and every day I lost another part of my dad. For me, it was about providing comfort and dignity as he grew weaker, and that did begin to ease some of the grief, and I hoped that that would leave me with a sense that there would be no regrets, that I did everything I could do. So the day before my dad died, I knew. I lay on his bed, and I took his hand, and I watched him struggle with every breath that he took, and I told him that it was okay to let go. We all loved him, and he'd been so brave and strong. And on the 1st of March 2009, he let go of the fight and died. Knowing he was going to die wasn't the same as accepting it, and the loss that I felt was so consuming. And it wasn't just that he wasn't there anymore and that he'd gone, it was that my role as his carer was now redundant. And a huge void was left behind after that. And one of the most difficult parts of the grief for me was going back to day-to-day life. After having 9 months of this structuring routine, I now have to go back to how I was before. So standing here today, I have to express the admiration I have for all the carers that are here, and all the carers out there now that are holding the hand of a loved one, that are preparing complex and relentless medication. These people give up all of their own needs. They sacrifice everything to ensure that the person they love has the best quality of care in their life, and in their final precious months, weeks and days. The journey of being a carer is never an easy one, and it's never going to be easy. But my hope is that mine and other people's contribution to this research and to Health Talk Online is that people get some sense of support and some true empathy and understanding of what it's been like for other people who have experienced a similar journey.